Hello everybody, I'm Chad, and welcome to your Banking and Credit Toolkit. In this series, we'll explain everything you need to know about bank accounts and credit. These are essential financial tools you will need to use in your personal life starting now and into the future. In this first episode, we will learn what bank accounts are used for, how they work, and why they are very important to everybody. So, let's get to it. Hundreds of years ago, people began using a banking system. This was where they placed their money for safekeeping, usually gold or silver, and banks would offer interest on the money people put into their bank. If you put $1,000 in and received 4% interest a year, you'd earn $40 in 1 year. 1,000 times 4% is $40, right? The bank would then loan out the money from all depositors at a high interest rate to other investors to make even more money. If the bank collected 10% interest from money loaned to investors and they paid you 4% to use your money, then they'd make 6%. 10 minus 4 is 6, right? So what exactly are interest rates? To put it simply, interest is the price you pay to borrow money. Whether that's a student loan, a house mortgage, or a credit card. When you borrow money, you generally must pay back the original amount you borrowed, plus a certain percentage of the loan amount as interest. It's how the bank makes money. A grocery store sells apples. A bank sells loans. Now, there are banks and there are savings and loans as well as credit unions. All of these allow people to have checking and savings accounts, and they all must operate under the same federal laws to make sure that they are working the right way. We all have to be careful with other people's money. Some of these banking businesses charge fees for having a checking account. Many do not. And many that do have service charges do not charge you if you keep a minimum balance in your account. The bank has to keep track of everyone's money, and even with computers, there is a cost to it. So that's why there can be fees. These different types of banking systems are also very popular and really necessary for people who own businesses, because when you receive a lot of money or pay out a lot of money, you need to keep records for your taxes. Remember, the government always wants its share. People can also get monthly statements and yearly statements showing all of their transactions, which makes it much easier to see where all the money went. When you open a bank, credit union, or savings and loan account, you will have a checking account and sometimes a savings account if you want. You will also be given an ATM card for use at an automatic teller machine, which is where the initials ATM comes from, automatic teller machine. Have you ever seen your parents use an ATM? An ATM is a card that allows customers to complete basic transactions like withdrawing money without having to go inside the bank or speak with a branch representative or teller. Anyone with a credit card or debit card can get their money at most ATMs, either in the US or other countries. People can then use their ATM card to check their account balance, move money from a checking account into their savings account, or the other way around. They can also use their cards at the teller machine or use their smartphone with their app using a password to see how much money they have in both accounts. You can use your ATM when shopping. So the ATM card tied to your bank account is a good tool to have in your personal finance toolkit. Personal bank accounts are also considered safer than keeping money in your house. That's because the government insures people who put money in the banks so that they don't lose their money if the bank should fail. If the money is stolen from your house, you aren't as protected. That program is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC. It guarantees that money from any person placed into their qualifying bank is protected from loss up to $250,000 per person, per account, per institution, and per ownership category. But no one ever wants to test if the FDIC guarantees will work. So maybe you want some gold and silver. So watch our show, Gold and Silver for Kids, right here on Sunstream. Now you know how banks work. Along with checks and ATM or debit cards, you will be ready when it's time for you to have a bank account. In the next episode, we'll learn more about how checking accounts work and why they are important. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.